hear your sister?
What's that?
I asked Louis if he heard his sister.
Oh.
Hey,
How are you?
how you doing?
Hey, Palmer.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Is that live, Phil?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we're a couple minutes early. We'll start. As you notice, with George being gone, what I thought we would do is would stand with a moment of silence and just remember his prayer that he always did for our meetings, every meeting. And then after that, we'll do the pledge. So if we stand, a moment of silence and listen to George's voice in your mind. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, George. Now the pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag
of
the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, at this time, I'd like to open the public hearing for the seasonal use road law. We did have somebody did bring it to our attention, and in one of the paragraphs, it said that the market value of the improvement of a seasonal use road to be open shall be no less than 100,000 per 0.2 of a mile. After further review and checking with Mr. Palmer and with Ed Evans also, we changed that to assessed value. So it was out on the website. I don't know if anybody has any questions about the seasonal use road law.
I just have a question. I remember in the past, we changed most of our local laws to, if they had a figure in there, we referenced
Fee schedule.
fee schedule. Would this reference this fee schedule, or just be
This
in the law?
This is why we did this, because years ago, it said 50,000 per 0.2.
Right.
And then it said, go to the fee schedule.
And it wasn't in the fee
It
schedule.
wasn't in the fee schedule.
Right.
So we mentioned that to Ed and the planning board, and they put this back together and had to put it into the law instead of the fee schedule.
Due to the fact that it is not a fee per se, it's a given amount.
Right.
That was the reasoning behind. We know why we did the fee schedule because it's a lot. It doesn't have to go through the whole process.
Right.
But in the case of this, it was decided by the board that this was the best method.
Well, I make a motion.
To get out of public hearing.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one thought. So, just for what it's worth, at Cornell, we have 200, 300 tradespeople on staff, and they're highly skilled, so we can self-perform a lot of work. So I guess the question, and Kevin's team is highly capable, but do we want them building roads, or do we want Kevin's time spent?
When we usually do a seasonal use road, it's not usually any more than 2 to 4 tenths, would you say, Kevin?
Yeah, I don't think we.
So it wouldn't take long to do a road like that. But I believe if it was a mile, maybe that'd be something we would talk, and Kevin and I could talk about, or somebody, and then and change that and have a contractor maybe do it.
Yeah.
But that's a good
important.
point.
And I think there was a limit too in the law, but that's something we're always up against. The tradespeople at Cornell, want projects, they wanna do these projects, but when you do the construction work, then you aren't there to fix a toilet that's overflowing, and so that's a battle we constantly have, and I can see where that, if we're building a lot of infrastructure, new infrastructure, then it's gonna take our eye off of keeping things in good repair. So, and if you value the maintenance piece, then yeah, I think pushing it to a contractor to do the work is one way to go, or making the assessed value really high per mile or whatever.
Yeah, we can decline at any time, any request as well, as far as that goes. So it's got to go through the board for approval. So
Even
we
with a
can-
lot, even so if somebody puts $200,000 into a house on a tenth of a mile of a seasonal use road, the town has the authority to say no.
We do technically, yeah. I doubt that we would.
I thought the law was.
Well, not only that, that would,
I haven't read the law, but I thought you.
that would almost cover it because it's 100,000 per 2/10, so just under half a mile would be a $200,000 home.
Yeah. So, but we do have the right. I mean, if they're going to open 3 miles in a year or something of seasonal use road, we can, put it off and not.
Law says one
Against the
mile.
law, yeah.
What's that?
Law says
The
1 mile
restriction.
per year total.
Yeah.
So,
For the Yoders who just built up on Newman Road,
correct.
there's gonna be you're gonna make the
Kevin.
year-round road up to their driveway, right?
Kevin's
That's
gonna open that up, yeah,
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, otherwise they couldn't have got a building permit.
correct. That's how they got that, actually.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Matt?
never determine what the width is, it's the town's right away.
3 rods.
3 rods usually, right?
Where's that written?
It's in
Nobody can-
the road, highway law.
The state highway law? Okay,
Pretty sure it is.
I'll look for it, okay.
Okay, any more questions? No? Then I'll close the public hearing.
Yeah. You want a motion?
Sure.
I'll make a motion that we accept the updated seasonal use road law.
I'll second.
I was kind of ahead of myself before.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so now we'll move on to our regular meeting, and we'll open it up to privilege of the floor. Bob?
Yeah. It's a sad day to be here with, well, George sitting there, he's been there a long time, been a contributing member of the town board for, I'm not sure how many years, but it seemed like a very long time
He was on the planning board before that.
before they put the planning board. So it's sad that he's not here, but then there's an obligation to fulfill that position. And I think there's an outstanding candidate here in the form of Ed Evans for that job. Ed has also been on the planning board, as you know, for a long time, and is now the chair of the planning board. And I think he's a highly motivated, very dedicated young man who's has the best interests of the town at heart, and is got full of energy and enthusiasm. And I can't think of anybody who would be better positioned to be appointed to the town board to try to fill George's shoes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, I had one other thing, totally different subject, and that's about the pavilion. Is there a plan to finish the bathrooms out there someday?
Someday,
Yes, someday.
hopefully this year.
Okay, so it's not just put on the back burner, there is.
No.
Where we're at on that right now, Bob, is all the siding's up, but inside there's a gable. And there's enough trim in siding to finish that up. And that siding and trim is taking up the space in the bathroom area. So once we get that out of there and get that on, then we already have the 2x4s, thank God. So we don't have to pay the high price for them right now to put a petition in for the one bathroom, and then probably enough for the other also. But
Okay.
The septic's got to be hooked up as well too. And
so,
so there's several
Okay,
things.
it hasn't been forgotten then.
No,
no, oh,
No.
Okay.
no.
last year with COVID, it was definitely
Oh, I
put on
know.
hold,
I
but
remember. I
yeah,
was there too. That's
It's
all I
still
have.
volunteer during COVID. That's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yes, it did. Louis,
I've been trying to get a building permit for do some work around my house, and I keep getting told that I can't get a paper copy. And I've been doing this construction for over 50 years. I have 9 applications right here where I can get them online. Spencer, you can get online, North Valley, and Wago. And Candor is the only one you cannot get an application for a building permit. Why?
can you answer that, Jim?
Well, what we have is we have basically a sheet that tells you what to bring in to the code enforcement officer to get a building permit. And that's online.
But I don't want that, I want the application, Jim. I don't care
Yeah,
about
I
the
know.
site
That's
plan.
how we've handled it for years, and that's the
Well,
process
it's
we've
time to
always
change.
used. But I don't think it's a bad idea to look at that.
This is the only town you can't do it.
Yeah.
We can do
Can,
that.
can I get a copy of those to look at them and review them? Please.
So that we have some, a guideline to go by.
Which I'm
I
kind
don't
Is it off the code enforcer? Is that how
You
we
can
do it?
download it.
Uh-huh.
and
Either
then-
one.
And you can fill it in, you can
Yeah.
print it off, fill it in, scan it right back to them.
Okay.
So then, I know Marty Mosley, he's a supervisor of all of the code for, town of Ithaca.
Mm-hmm.
He does not want citizens coming in there to fill out an application, he wants it online done.
Yeah.
So when they come in, here's your vote.
I like
They have better things to do than sit there and fill out paperwork.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea at all. Yeah. So if you'd share those with us,
All right.
thank you.
Is that something can be set up through Williamson like that, or is it just do it on
Well,
like an email?
we would get the information from him and then do it on our computer program.
Okay.
But you also
Enter
need-
it in our data.
you also need to update that webpage with Marty Jerzak's name on it.
Oh,
Because he got everything that you used to do under him.
his
It
name is
is
not
as
on
far
there?
as I know.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it is as far as I know, isn't it? Okay, I'll check that. Thank you for your input.
Anybody else? If not, we'll move on to the minutes from May's meeting.
I move we approve the minutes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Okay. Financial report. Vouchers are all been signed. Public's,
Bill,
yes.
Trixie can't do that, he wasn't even here.
Who's that?
Trixie wasn't even here, he can't.
Second?
Motion.
Who, Jim motioned, didn't you?
Yeah, he can do it anyway, can he? He can do it even if he wasn't here. He read through them. He doesn't have to leave.
Oh, you just have to
Abstain.
abstain, yeah.
I
He
abstain.
has to abstain.
So anyway, vouchers are here. There's no budget transfers. The town clerk has submitted her report. And in the general fund, we spent $17,446.19. And in the highway fund for last month, $223,637.01. Somebody make a motion to,
I'll make a motion that we accept the vouchers for payment.
I'll second.
Stroll,
aye.
Rexy, Riker,
Aye.
and Douglas.
Aye.
Okay, there's no more questions on the financial. We'll move to the assessors.
Okay, Denise Spalding is asking for approval. She would like to attend a 2-day class at Cornell in July. The cost of the 2-day class is $250 and $134 for one night motel room. And so the total is $384, and it would be split between Candor, Nichols, and the town of Tioga for the total cost of $128 per town.
I move we approve. Unless you have more.
Nope, that's it. I'll second it.
Strollsel.
Aye.
Rexy.
Aye.
Reichert,
Aye.
Douglas.
Aye.
Okay, if nothing else, we'll move on to buildings and grounds.
That would be Patty again. The parking lot light is, Bill has talked to Mr. Luddy.
Yep.
And, he's gonna get on fixing that. He said he doesn't need a, what's that thing
The
called?
lift.
A lift. That, he'll be able to fix it without a lift.
Gonna use a sky hook.
Sky hook it was called.
Just kidding.
Oh. All right, that was a blonde moment. And also, Bill spoke to Mr. Buddy, and he is going to be installing our ceiling panels that got damaged this winter. That's covered by insurance. And the handicap signs are up. And the other signs straightened. They look really good. Okay, the other thing on buildings and grounds is the benches out there and the picnic table especially are getting a little dangerous and definitely worn out. So we found some tables and benches in a magazine that we would like to order. One 8-foot rectangular table and two, was it 6 or 8? 6 foot. Okay, 6 foot mounted benches.
They are the metal with the rubber on them, so there's no maintenance and having to varnish the wood as that has gotten bad out there. I'd be scared to sit on that one. I'm afraid it might break. But, yes, Ed.
I'm just curious what the cost of
Yep,
those are.
yep,
The only reason I'm asking is, I don't know if the board has looked into a company or any of the composites, but it's called Polywood. Basically, they recycle plastic bottles and stuff like that. And they come with a full 20-year warranty.
Mhm.
And they don't lose color. And they have out, ones for parks, they have ones for.
They're actually in there.
Okay, yeah. I
The
know
only
they're
question
a
I would-
little bit of money, but
The little question I had on that is that like that decking also? You can buy that
Trex.
Trex?
no, it's, in fact, I've purchased a few for our porch and they're fantastic.
Oh,
They-
because
They have good weight to them. They're very comfortable. They get 5-star ratings just about everywhere that you go, and they do have them for the parks and stuff.
and they're not very, what I'm worried about, sitting in the sun and then you sit on them, they're not hot to touch.
No.
Oh, that's a good thing because, well,
That's what I wondered, is that
Show-
get hot?
Yeah, because again, they're plastic, so it doesn't retain the heat as much. And you can get lighter colors too, instead of like black or anything. You can get the white ones or
We don't want.
we don't want,
sand, cream.
what we want is less maintenance out there as it is. Patty has a photo if you'd
They
like
would
to
have some like crazy colors.
If you could just kind of turn it around so you can see it.
So this is what the benches look like.
Okay, yeah.
And in this
they're very
book, they're
similar.
$448 each.
They're within that ballpark.
And picnic table is a picnic table.
This,
That's $667.
you know the company on those?
This is Oak Kirby Built. And basically, I'm just asking for permission to go ahead and look at different pricing. not necessarily this company.
You don't need a motion for that, right?
Well, if we're gonna purchase them, if she could find some that,
So what's the limit on it then? What are you gonna say?
well, right where she's at, she's a little over $1,100. Well, wait a minute, there was two
Well,
of
don't
them.
forget shipping and
There was
handling.
two of them at 400, right?
Yes, at
Oh, yeah, that's
450.
right.
So say 2,000 then?
Yeah,
What's the max? 2,000? Where's the money coming from?
A fund,
Okay, there's plenty in there.
enough.
What time frame to get these things?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
So
I
maybe
have no
I'll get the
idea.
address from Hollywood from you.
This summer, next
It's
summer?
Hollywood.com.
Yeah, we need to replace them. They're pretty bad. I think this summer they should be replaced.
And if you want to stop over at our house to look at them, they're right on our front porch. We have some of the Hollywood stuff.
So do they just hose off or do they get that grime on it? Like, plastic chairs where
No
you can't get.
maintenance at all.
Okay,
The only thing that we've found with them is in the morning, if there's a light dew, we just have to wipe off the dew because they're.
Yeah.
With anything else.
Yeah.
That's right.
Other than
Keep them
that,
undercover? Are they
That-
undercover? You
No.
keep them out in the yard?
no, and we've left them out over the entire, they're 20 years complete maintenance-free warranty is what they,
We'll look them up, Ed.
yeah. no, they're-
Because that's what we want, is no maintenance.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to mention it, just.
Yeah. Thank you.
I move we approve up to $2,000 for the purchase of 2 benches and a picnic table.
I'll second that.
Strozel,
Aye.
Rixey.
Aye.
Reichert,
I,
Douglas.
Right?
Hopefully that's it, Patty. Huh?
that's it for me.
For now.
Okay.
For now. I think that's all.
Code enforcement officer, committee?
We got Marty's report.
Louis brought something to our attention, so
Yep, we already got that.
we'll look into that. But I don't have anything.
I think that would be a fantastic idea if we could get that.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea too.
6 permits were issued in the month of May,
Pardon me.
and total permit fees collected was $473.
Okay. So if there's no more on that, we can move on to the justice. Ed,
I don't have anything on the
no, I
justice.
think everything's going well now. They've been doing DAs and
Yeah, everything's back to almost normal, right?
pretty much. Yeah. And Lynn Shay has been in, and we'll be having to send her to some schooling here pretty soon.
Good.
Okay. Well, Mr. Williams was our cemetery committee chairman.
I gotta get enlightened on all this stuff.
Yeah. As far as I know, all the cemeteries are fine. You haven't seen any discrepancies or anything?
I haven't been up on the hills, just.
Yep.
I,
As far as I know, they're all fine. They're all got by a contract, so
Yeah.
hopefully they're all good.
Milt Doherty's a great reference for that too, because he knows pretty much all about those cemeteries through the town.
And you said the kids dropped some,
One cemetery, and I can't remember what it was, but it's
Oh.
got all the plots on it.
did what?
Well, the cemetery plots are in this one cemetery that we have. I wanna,
They're laid out, you mean,
I
or
think-
yeah,
manual?
they're made, yeah, it's laid out.
Wasn't
Okay.
What's that,
it?
dear?
I think it was Maple Grove, wasn't it?
No, because Maple
no, that's
Grove
not a
is
town.
Oh, okay, no, that's
Cemetery.
right, I'm sorry, never mind.
I can't remember which one it was, but I've got it in my
The
file.
new burials.
Yes.
Oh, Woodbridge.
Is that what it is? Probably. I remember him dropping one off. Okay.
I had a lady call me a couple weeks ago, Bill, wondering if they were gonna get to the Chapel Hill Cemetery. She called me back in about 15 minutes later and said, never mind, they're here right now.
It must have been just before Memorial Day, right?
Yeah.
I got quite a few calls too.
Yeah, it was like Wednesday or Thursday before Memorial Day, so.
I did too. Hang on, they're coming.
Yeah, yeah, she called me right back, so.
That's great. All right, we'll move on to the highway.
Kevin's getting ready to plug along with some stone and oil and pavement stuff here pretty quick. I was over and talked with him today. So, not much really other than the tire stuff.
I see we're
Looking for a new employee.
getting some grindings.
Yep, we
Yeah.
are. We're getting some grindings.
How many truckloads did you take?
Oh, nuts.
Yeah, a lot,
Okay.
a lot. The first couple days, Billy and I hauled back, and I hauled a couple, yesterday, and then, but other than that, we've had only just one truck on it, so.
I saw Town and Tioga trucks there today. Were they doing the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Town of Spencer, the county, us. I think Town of Owego had a truck, maybe the first or second day, Betty, I don't know, I don't know if they're back or not, I haven't seen them, so it's
That's good though. We needed to
absolutely.
stockpile that.
They're black gold right now.
Yeah.
They're worth a lot of money,
Good.
so. They're still saying the last week in June, first week in July for the very first session of paving. I know that they did get rained out where they're at. They were down in the Hancock area today and they got rained out 1, 2 o'clock, so. I don't know what that's gonna do to their schedule here in the next couple days. It's gonna be hit and miss rain showers, so.
Yeah.
The old grader, I would like for the town board to declare that surplus. And, we can get it listed with Teachworth Auction Services. And see what kind of monies we get for it. There's no sense in us having it.
No.
You know, let's get rid of it. It runs good. Let's keep it that way and send it down the road for somebody.
So is that the same online place that we sell our trucks?
It is,
through?
yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We've had fairly good luck with them. I don't know. I meant to talk to you about it today. I don't even know what a value would be. You know, it's something you and I maybe get together and think about. I don't know. Got a ton of hours.
What year is it?
87?
96 or 7.
Yeah.
That hard life.
Probably, yeah.
It's got a ton of hours on it. That's gonna be the hard part of selling
It's
it,
not right shape.
you know.
Okay.
I move we declare it surplus.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
And just to give you guys an update, some supplies, plastic pipe, we're having supply problems. There's just none available. State bid right now is 10 to 12 weeks on a lot of stuff where you could call up your supplier and he'd have it to you within 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
The price of steel is out of this world. Prepare yourselves for cutting edges because they're going to be absolutely insane this year. We've got a pretty good supply, but not enough to, do a normal winter. Even small stuff, bolts, nuts, that sort of stuff. They're having trouble. Same scenario. You could call Fastenal, which is a state distributor, and within a day or two, you'd have your order. It's
So you're
COVID.
gonna place your order now for winter for the trucks?
I just did for some plow bolts.
Okay.
A lot of people aren't taking orders for cutting edges. One guy told me, he said, I bought it cheap. He said, I can't sell them for what I've got into them. He said, right now, he said, I'm hoping the prices come back down. And he's a good guy. So, but signposts are incredibly silly right now. Signs and signposts are just nuts. 280% since January 1st. It's just,
We see those buggy signs were like $60 a piece.
yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's aluminum, steel. You guys know, it's following in the trend of building materials right now. So I just wanted to, touch base with you a little bit on that. Some of the bills, they're just knocking me out. I called John, give you a reference, I called John Deere Monday for some teeth for the scat fires. We're down to a handful left, so resupply, and they're 14 days away. It's before I don't know, they probably had 100 of them in stock at the dealer, you know, at any point. It's a weird time right now for supplies. So,
Well, manage it, wing it. Do what you
trying
gotta
to stay
do,
out of it.
do what you gotta do.
So, and I'd like to go into executive session later on to talk about some personnel, a personnel issue.
Okay. Nothing else, we'll move on to, dog control.
Looks like she's been busy.
This is the busy time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dogs.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything other than that. On dog control, Ed, now I have to bring the planning board into that. A while back Denise wanted to change something with was it the dog law? Do you recall that? Did we do that?
Oh, yeah, that was
Okay.
done a long time ago. That got validated. I sent the updated law to the board and also.
So we did
to
it way
the-
back when. I
Yeah,
thought
it
we
was-
did, but
it
I
was
just
done
couldn't,
well.
I wanted to make sure, because I saw it and I go, geez, I wonder if we ever did that.
Yeah, I remember
Okay.
typing it, so. yeah.
That's a good answer. Thank you. All right, now we'll move on to planning board before anything else.
So this past week, I was actually attended 2 meetings for our planning board where we updated the site plan. You talked earlier about the site plan review sheet. We did do a full update on that. I sent that off to not only the Board of Appeals, but also to Marty for any feedback on it. We added areas that were missing for like email, or we brought it up to the times. Cellular phone numbers. We went through, broke up some spaces and gave some clarification where people were, if you looked at it, like, what do they mean by that? So we gave a little bit of definition and examples. So waiting to hear back from Marty. And then I also attended the Board of Appeals meeting. They had a variance on Thursday. Norma Gunn invited me to talk so we can help build a collaboration between our 2 boards to, if there's a variance where they can get some more information where our files are and things. And that's also why we talked to them with that site plan review. If there's information that we can get initially to help them on the opposite end, if the variance does pop up, then we can do that. So it was a very good meeting. And that was it. We worked hard on that, got it out, and I made the revisions and then sent that out. Once we get that, I know it does not need board approval because it's an internal document, but I will also share it with you guys just to see what we've done.
Good.
All right.
We did cancel our summer workshops unless there's any imminent work that needs to be done.
Good. So by going to the Board of Appeals, nothing more to report on that, other than you went there and.
I know they did the variance, and they, if I can speak for Norma, just because I was there, they did approve the variance with some
Stipulations.
with some modification or stipulation in there. Everything seemed to go very, very well, and we had a good 35-minute discussion about what their board does and what our board does and how we kind of intersect. And I also invited them to our July meeting so we can physically talk about the site plan review paperwork that I issued to them that night. So.
Good, thank you, Ed. Okay, we'll move on to the old business. We do have the emergency plan on here, but
Well, and actually, the emergency plan came from all kinds of different documents that I've cut and pasted and stuff. and I can't get all of the numbering right. Some of them I can't even edit it, so I'm in the process of typing everything now, so.
Feel your pain.
Yeah, you know.
I was gonna suggest handing it over to Ed. Just pick it up.
I wouldn't do that to Ed.
Wow.
Thank you for not asking me either, although I
That's where we're at
I
with
might
that,
do
so.
it if you're nice.
Okay. Also, the EMS, just wanted to put it on here to remind everybody that we're gonna be having the public information meeting Saturday at 1 out here at the pavilion. Weather's looking like it's gonna be okay.
A little cooler, 75.
Yeah.
Bill, I have a
It's
question,
90.
or do you want me to email it to you instead, about the ambulance stuff?
If it's a question about the ambulance, you might better email if you're looking for an answer. Unless you need an answer because you won't be here.
No, I can email it, and there's a lot of people asking it, so I'll email it,
Okay,
asking me the question.
all right. Now where was I going? So, oh yes, by the way, Brad Pinsky, the gentleman that did put the contract together for us, will be here to answer any of the questions. I don't know if any of you must all know you've received stuff in the mail about it, and how much we've actually settled on.
We're still working on, coming to, with the contract, still working with the EMS, because Brad had he actually had his own contract that he wanted us to submit to the EMS versus the one they used. So we're in negotiations still to get the dollar amounts set, but the fine details still have to be
The
worked out.
breakdown.
Curtis
Yeah.
said you guys had a great meeting last week.
Yep.
He was very happy, so.
Okay, just for your information, on to new business. As you know, or maybe some of you don't know, Lynn Shea was taking care of the facility here for a while, and she had a back operation. So while she was gone, her husband, Tom, took over and helped her out. So since she's had that back operation, she felt that it'd be nice if she could move up to the deputy court clerk, which we appointed her to last meeting. So now, Tom said he'd be interested in staying. So somebody make a motion to accept Tom as our cleaner.
I'll make a motion to accept Tom as our cleaner
I'll second the appointment.
at the same rate, correct?
Correct.
As what- okay.
Question?
Just a quick question about the cleaners. I know talking with other towns, and I just don't know if we have it. I haven't seen it. Do we have like a checklist for them? Like we did mention the blinds are very dirty, Do we have a checklist of items for them to actually go through and clean on a monthly basis or?
We actually have a checklist back when Stanley was here.
Okay.
And, I can't remember for sure, but I'm sure I handed it to Lynn, but I can also give it to Tom.
Yeah, I was just curious, there.
Yeah, we have that. And there was monthly stuff and, yeah.
And we will mention the blinds. I mean, that's easy to get overlooked, even at my house.
And those
Otherwise, I'll bring my vacuum.
those blinds are
You
probably
don't want to
original.
take a wet cotton ball and do it, because then it's just a mud mess. Take it outside,
Pressure
but
washer or?
to get them off is usually a pain.
So now on the other situation under new business, our attorney, back when we had a EMS demonstration over here with Mr. Riggs, Palmer also noticed that the top TV was in the 20s. The bottom TV was in the 60s and 70s, and he just thought that was pretty funny.
Before he was born.
It actually had the turn down knobs 2 through 13. I mean,
He
It
took
was-
a picture of it, didn't you?
Yeah, I have it somewhere.
so needless to say, the electronics was over the weekend. So I took it upon myself to throw that in the back of my truck, but yet we need to declare that surplus. A little late, but
It's still alive somewhere.
Yeah, it's still over to the village right now if you want it.
Gosh, you got rid of that giant paperweight, what are you gonna do now?
Yeah, so if somebody would make a motion to, well, maybe I'll do it here. Declare the courtroom TV, it was an RCA. It did have a number on it, 00263, surplus.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I hope not. That's funny because on that, my wife and I went over Saturday and helped them with the electronics and also Friday afternoon. I'm not looking forward to that bill. And it was funny, a 70-some-year-old man came in there and he showed us this little yellow black and white TV. He says, I bought that when I was in the military. Now, why do you have that now? That was amazing, but it's just amazed at how much stuff is in there. Okay, next is the county IT service, which the county has come to us, so geez, probably a year or so ago. They've got a server down at the county, and they wanted towns to hook up with that, and we just kind of wrote it out for a while. But our server is having issues. I think I should leave it at that as far as security wise with the computers. The gentleman said he would be glad to come in next month and talk to the board about it. But they would put new phones in.
Which our phone system is 20 years old right now.
Yeah. There's a switch with the advanced security, network firewall, advanced security. Of course, a Windows server. Automatic PC replacement every 5 to 7 years. And it says unlimited access to the county help desk. Cybersecurity tools and support enhanced. And so I thought it would be a great idea to have him come in, explain it to the board.
Well, actually, all they're asking for on this is a resolution.
Yeah,
So
I do
did
have
they
that.
give you anything for a resolution?
They
Because,
did.
I mean, it's not a contract or anything.
Correct.
All the resolution does is allows them to apply for the grant.
Yeah.
Right, so I would think just go ahead and do the resolution and have them come in and explain what it is next month
Okay.
anyway.
Go ahead.
And
I'm
the
not gonna read this whole thing.
good thing is that right now we're paying Hafley approximately $5,000 a year for our telephone, right? Or is that for the internet? Okay, so that $5,000 will come off from the IT services that we'll be paying the county.
They'll provide the service.
If y'all make motion to accept that, that's a lot of reading.
Yeah, I think we should just approve the resolution from the county for the IT services, and then next month invite them to come and tell us what it actually is about.
Okay,
Okay, I'll second it. Who moved?
Jim. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Okay. Seems how we're kind of back to having the public in here.
Welcome back, by the
I
way.
can put on the bottom, privilege at the floor at the end. And we'll accept anything today if you have anything.
Just have one question, actually, really
Okay.
quick. So I was reading the new proposed law for the digital versions of all of the meetings for planning boards, town boards, everything. And in the detail of it, it said that it needs to be, each has to have their own like category, so to speak. So with the board's permission, I would like to go on to our YouTube channel and make it so planning board has their own little section, the town board has their own section, and the Board of Appeals. That way, when you go to our site, you just pick, do you want planning board, do you want town board, what do you want?
Yeah.
You can click on it and then it'll bring up all the videos associated with that board. So with that.
Yeah, we would appreciate that.
I think I could do that. I mean-
Well, honestly, with the YouTube thing, I think we should continue to put it on YouTube now that we're back to open.
Actually, the state is going to be requiring that as a new law.
That's good.
That is what they're moving towards. That's one thing they learned from COVID, so.
You know, what's nice about that is even like if Connie misses something, she can go back to the meeting and go on there and say, okay, great. Good point, Ed.
And I was also going to suggest, if there's a way, and this I don't know, to have like a little light or something that says when we're live and when we're not.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Like right here, so I,
Yeah, just
so I
right
see
in front,
that.
so we know that when we're live and when we're not.
You just get a little toggle switch. Put it
Yeah,
on it.
I know what you're
Flip
talking
it on
about.
and off.
All right, well, there's nothing else. We'll, somebody needs to,
I move we go in executive session. Is that what you want?
A second.
all in favor?
Are you on your way to the men's room?
That's it.
Oh, I was
Thank you, everybody.
Make copies.
And stream.
This one.